There are plenty of city building simulator on the video game market, even medieval city builders in the same Steam, but the creator of the popular Diabolic Grim Dawn were not afraid of the competition and made a strategy that does not let go after building all the buildings and improving the life of the city. Well, as far as early version allows. Farthest Frontier is both challenging and relaxing. The developer seems to have caught on the pattern. At first, city development seems simple and uncomplicated. Then there are more mechanics and gameplays become more complex, when it seems that things will go wrong and the population will die out. The player's efforts are rewarded and bring him back to the plateau of calm. First and foremost, this game is not about the structure of the city, but about the survival of the people. The settlers need food, water, clean house, clothes and shoes, and the human goods of soap, scavenging and entertainment. But the rigors of the Middle Age in the early stage do not imply 5-star entertainment. For 20 years the settlers of the town of Steelbrook lived on starvation, walking out of their last strength, freezing in winter without firewood, only to fight again in the spring for survival. The changing season and environment are key to the survival of the settlement. In the spring, settlers would cultivate fields and gather early herbs and berries. In summer and fall, they harvest crops, trade and prepare firewood for the winter. For part of the winter, the town seems to stand still. No one shows their nose out of the house until the season of storms and blizzards passed. Then the cycle of life begins all and over again, and you have to plan the affairs of the settlements every year. Another factor in a happy life is allocation of the town. Never put random generation when creating a new game. Choose a plains or lake country map if you want a relaxing, interesting and undisturbed gameplay experience. The mountains and arid westerns are for hardcore gamers who will spend a dozen hours leaving the land to build houses on the hills and struggle with the lack of water. Resources will be needed to build housings, barn, resource warehouses and other useful buildings. At first you will be firewood and stoves, then you will have to make planks and build mines to extract clay, iron and gold. Collecting resources is conveniently done here. The player presses the collect button, select the area with the left mouse button pressed, and the workers are sent to cut down trees and chisel stone. With the extraction of difficult resource will not to work. We will have to develop the town hall to the second level and make mines, where mines will chisel pits and collect one from the deposits. And you will have to do it, because high-level buildings require the various materials. Without a smelter and blacksmith shop the city would have no defense, while a mill and bakery would provide people with bread if the harvest is successful. And if most of the buildings work by themselves because the main thing is to have workers, then some will have to pay constant attention. There are traders coming to the bazaar, and you have to interact with them manually. The fields have a 3-year cycle, which means you have to plant and change crops. Cattle are sick from bad fodder, and sometimes you have to press the slaughter button. And slaughter goes for sentence, so less not wasted. Some buildings like houses, fishermen, hunter and gatherers will often have to change the area of prey. The resources on the map are depleted, so you have to look for a new place with roots, birds' nests or schools or fish, but the developer decide not go too for silly and unsuccessfully hardcore. Over time, bushes grow berries, birds bring eggs to nest, and medicinal herbs appear from the ground. And once again, the activity zones begin to change. Because of this, Farthest Frontier is playable even after 20 hours. You don't distract by the city's problem once every 10 minutes, but sit glued to the screen. The gameplay doesn't stop and constantly demand attention. Yes, after a while the city will live autonomously without player intervention, but it will be in a distant endgame. The prosperous city will be raised by bandits. To protect it, you have to build walls. watchtowers, and train soldiers in barracks. The latter have to be provided with weapons and armor, as well as wage, otherwise dissatisfaction will grow and over time the soldier will leave their post, not forgetting to take the goods gained in the service, part of the treasury and food. A little nuance not during the game. Sometimes the raiders can be bought off. In other raids the bandits ran across the gold mine but went no further. They raked out everything there was. 50-60 pieces of gold are and gone away. If you do not want to lose the inhabitants in an equal fight, ring the bell, round up the garrison and let the raiders loot. After a while the bandits will be gone. Who is unlikely enough to meet the scoundrels, stay outside in the storm, or get lost in the wood and find a den of wolves, will have to bury. But there is a construction cemetery. The rest will do the inhabitants of the town themselves. However, it a settle died in the woods, it will remain there, and this thing will be lost. The other residents will not risk to go for the corpse in the distance. If there is no place to remove the corpse, soon the settlement will be covered by this, and without proper treatment in the hospital epidemic will happen. Maybe they won't die, but the work will stop. A cemetery, like industrial buildings, does not bring attractiveness to nearby homes. The percentage of attractiveness determines how much people like or dislike living in a particular house. You have to surround the residents with leisure, plants, statues, and altars. In a beautiful place and life more pleasant, so think the settlers for the frontier. But the mayor, that is, the player, will not shell out money for them. Some buildings require an investment, and getting the money is not an easy task. An effective way is barter. Having built a bazaar and attracting traders from other cities, you will have to compare prices, sell and resell resources at a favorable rate. The game allows you to track price fluctuations and tell you how profitable the deal will be. The only disadvantage will be slow worker bazaar. Long wear the right things, and the merchant by the time will be gone. My town of Stibuk excited through trade, making thousands of gold each new year for iron, coal, clay, and household items. The development of manufacturing buildings is done by hand. Improvements speed up production, but some artisans gain new recipes. A bowmaster learns how to make crossbows, a hunter learns how to set traps. Each improvements make life better for settlements. It's not a tick in the pub tap. In a hungry year, a hunter will trap a square and feed people, and a crossbow from an archer lodge will kill a rider faster and from a distance. And these a couple of examples. Alas, early access is nowhere without bugs. Sometimes when loading a save, residents drop things and ledgers, start doing the wrong things, treat it by reloading as well as other bugs. Leveling the land works tragically. The steep slope still remains and it's impossible to build a structure. Some items or statuses are not translated. The game will kindly report this with the message localization of found, but the icon is easy to guess what is it. So to sum up, as far as the frontier may be in early access, but there's enough content for a good 30-50 house. It's good city building simulator that demands on the player attention, and building a city turns into a drama with survival elements. The game does up its challenges and rewards them with the moral satisfaction of another year loved. Picked up a mini games in some buildings, like sowing the fields and training in the bazaar. Made simple and do not get bored. Improving the settlement is not just for show. The buildings provide tangible bonuses, and most importantly, Farthest Frontier does not get bored after 10-15 hours of play, as it and other city building simulator. Thank you for watching.